Welcome back, friends. I'm hopeful that you all are in pinkest of your health and just taking care of everyone around you all too. Okay, in the continuity with the previous class that we have studied about the medical social work, today we'll study about the role of social worker in hospitals or in healthcare. In the previous class, we have conceptualized what is medical social work, the definitions, characteristics, then what are the different methods of medical social work. We even studied about the principles of medical social work, and then at last we have discussed about the concept of how the medical social worker actually works. We can put it in different words that what is the process of medical social work. Now, in the today's class, we will study about the role of social worker. We can even say that what are the different functions of social worker in hospitals or in healthcare. See, there could be different words which are being used interchangeably, but they means the same. So there is no need of any sort of confusion when you are being asked that what are the different roles of medical social worker or what are the different functions of medical social worker or even how a medical social worker works. See, the role of social worker in hospitals is multifarious. He works with families and he even works in public health. So let's say that what is the primary role of social worker, and that is to assess the patient's psychological and environmental strengths and weaknesses. Secondly is to assist the family to cooperate with the treatment and to support the patient's utilization of medical services. Thirdly, to collaborate with the team in effective delivery of services and even to assure the maximum utilization of their knowledge and skills. At fourth is to identify with a cadre of other professionals in order to improve the services of hospital by an interdisciplinary sharing of knowledge. At fifth, we have to serve as a broker of community services, thus providing a linkage of patients' needs with appropriate resources. Sixth, to engage in research to assure a broadening of knowledge base for successful practice. At seventh, we have to participate in program planning and policy making process. So these has been the primary, or we can say the important roles. There could be other different roles of the medical social worker, like participation in program planning and policy and in the formulation of agency, then even in participation in community organizations, in educational programs, in social research, and even to provide consultation and directed services. Now let's move on with the next topic, and that is the importance of medical social work. See, to discover the social and psychological background of the patient is the pertinent factor which has to be kept in mind before providing any sort of help, whether we are in the field of medicine or in the health of education or in any other field. Because until and unless we are not able to know or to assess the social and the psychological and other background of the client, we won't be able to solve their problems. So in particular with the medical social work field, it becomes important for the social worker to know, to discover and to analyze the social and psychological background of the patients. Then to make patient free from his psychological tensions, to discover psychosocial factors of illness, to help patient to develop his potentialities and willpower. And last but not the least is to help the patient in management, in organizing, and to improve social relations and environment. Here again, I would like to quote one more case study. See, you just remember one thing, that whenever you write your answers about any topic in the field of social work and you quote a case study out there, then it is always an edge to fetch good marks, because in that condition, you are able to conceptualize the term or the statement with the help of a case study. This shows to the examiner that you have thoroughly understood the concept and you are able to portray it through an example, through an case study. Okay, so just remember these simple tips to get good marks in the exam. Now let's see what is the case study is about. A social worker in public health department was asked to accompany public health nurse on a home visit to a young mother whose 6-month-old infant was failing to gain weight. Several times the baby had been brought to the hospital's emergency room in a severely dehydrated condition. On social worker's visit, he noted that the mother seemed depressed. She was uncertain about how to take care of the child. Besides, her husband was homebound because of his back injury. Besides, there is another problem with her, and that was she even was on bad terms with her own parents and she did not want to involve them in her problem. Now, in such a situation, the social worker found himself working with a family where there are multiple health problems to interact with. So consequently, what he has done, firstly, he simply referred the father to a vocational rehabilitation center for retraining in a skill which could be compatible with his physical limitations. Secondly, he even arranged for a homemaker to help mother for several weeks so that she could observe the minute details how to take care of the child. And thirdly, he even helped mother re-establish her relationship with her own parents. Medical social work is very powerful and essential part of medicine or healthcare, so it should be considered as a part and parcel of healthcare. Social work has a coordinate role to medicine and is responsible to the institution and to the supporting public. Last but not the least, to conclude, medical social work is an important field of social work practice dealing with the physical and psychological environment of the patient's problems or illnesses, thereby rendering a helping hand to solve their problems with a multifarious role. Do write to me so that I'm able to know that what are the topics which you really want to be covered in these classes. I would love to do so. And if you find any difficulty in any of the videos, please share. By the time, take care of yourself and of the nature around. As always, thank you.